last to seek shelter. And Sebastian may be riding in on a Category 5 storm because Miami is gaining strength. It is all about the you. Uncle Luke with the soundtrack, and this feels like Uncle Luke's Cage, a live crew fixated on a return to the top. And that path takes them straight into an old rival. Where the Gators, they've been standing them up at the gates of hell, but they won't back down. But hey, baby, there ain't no easy way out. The easy way is over for a lot of teams starting today. But here at the U, there's no guessing. The great ones spell it out for you who they are. C-A-N-E-S. I say Miami, you say you.
You. Game day is here. Literally. ESPN's Game Day looking great on the campus of Miami, Coral Gables, Florida. The game that they have chosen to be a part of, looking great right there by the student union. Everyone is out and about. Students showing up, fans showing up, looking great. This is, again, what you live for. Where you at? I am Dan Day along with my cousin Vladimir Louison. This is the pregame to the pregame. Rivalry again. Miami, Florida. Let's make it happen. Like I said, this is what you live for. Mario Cristobal and the guys have brought it back. You wake up Monday morning and you're like, oh, another week of work, but Saturday night is going to be so worth it. That's what you've been doing all week long. Monday, can't wait for Saturday night. Tuesday, can't wait for Saturday night. Wednesday, can't wait for Saturday night. Thursday, hope the Dolphins don't lose, but they did. Friday, can't wait for Saturday night. Wake up this morning, Miami, Florida, can't duck us anymore. Come to our house. You took a whooping last year in your place. Take a whooping again today at Hard Rock Stadium, 7:30. We're going to have pregame starting at 3 o'clock with Danny Rabinowitz, Brian Monroe. We're going to have Joe Zagacki, Don Bailey Jr. on the call. Postgame with Dono. But right now, Vlad, this is it. We have started. This game, I know, lost a little bit of luster because South Florida did beat Florida and LSU took Florida down last week. But still, this is one of the games that everyone circled. You got to be excited about tonight. You got to be feeling good about Miami, but it's one of those rivalry games. Some people are like, oh, it's going to be 56-0. I don't think it's going to be a 56-0
Not what
game.
Vegas saying.
What is Vegas saying?
Our line has been going down since it was put out last week. I think it was like 9.5 or 10.5.
Okay.
And now it's like 7.5.
I'm good with that.
Shoot, if you're a UM fan, I would jump on that.
Yeah, I think Miami wins.
I think when Miami wins by 2 possessions.
Yeah, I think 10 points, something like that. Because
2 possessions, 9 or 10.
Right. Yeah, that's what I say.
Yeah.
I'm going 7-10. I just, that's my own betting. Don't take my betting advice ever because I don't know if I'm good or bad. I don't do enough betting to let you know. I was in Vegas this past week. I didn't bet or gamble once, but I was only there for a couple hours, so it wasn't a big deal. But man, I'm telling you, this is what it's all about. And if you're sitting there saying, it's a 1-2 Florida team, it's kind of lost its luster. To me, it has not lost its luster at all. Any in-state rivalry, big-time schools with the history that these teams have, it's big, man.
I think the next 2 games, game day will be – the next 2 games UM play, game day will be there.
Next 4th-ranked Hurricanes host the Florida Gators tonight at 7:30. Matthew Tkachuk, guest picker on ESPN's College Game Day. Some of the big games today, though, they include Utah and Texas Tech. They just got started. Auburn, Oklahoma at 3:30. Notre Dame goes for their first win of the season against Purdue at 3:30. Then it's Illinois versus Indiana. And Vlad, one of our favorite games, weekly annual games, 11:59 p.m., Hawaii against Fresno State.
Love it.
We love the 11:59 game because, number one, they put it at 11:59 to make it specifically a Saturday football game. Number two, if you've had a rough day, this is your chance to chase your bets. Hawaii, Fresno State. Interesting. Notre Dame, by the way, the first 0-2 team to be in the top 25 since 1988. Of course,
They love Notre Dame. They love Notre Dame, bro.
I mean, what does it matter if they're in or they're out? Take them out. They're 0-2.
Nah, it's Notre Dame. Man. Notre Dame is up. They need that money. They need that Peacock money.
Goodness gracious. Nonetheless, we're excited about all the games today. I'm going to be locked into all, especially the Canes. LSU plays Southeastern Louisiana, so I'm not so much worried about them. Yeah, you're playing the Lions. I'm Hammond, Louisiana. I'm not so worried about that, but I'm all about the U tonight. I'm going to go home, fire up the computer, and then put Joe Z on, Don Bailey Jr. in the background, and listen to the game as I have the computer going and I'm watching the game. So I'm very excited about this thing, man. These college rivalries, they make me so excited. I told you I woke up early the day of the Miami Notre Dame game and just thought like, wow, this is what you live for. And today it's another one like, wow, this is what you live for, man. Miami, Florida rivalry, early season. You're undefeated. Carson Beck, one of the favorites to win the Heisman Trophy. It's just, man, exciting. Can't get much better. So Vlad, you're back now. So we got audio on the YouTube and Twitch. And of course, if you're listening on the radio or on the Odyssey app or on your phone, you've had
I'm back, baby.
Back. Okay, so once again, you already know Gators tonight, 7:30. Canes, let's go. Following a 31-21 loss, the Dolphins are off until next Monday when they play the Jets at 7:15. Darren Waller expected to debut for the team that night. The 0-2 Jets, they play the Buccaneers tomorrow. So it could be 0-3, 0-3 for a 7:15 Monday Night Football kickoff. Not this Monday, but the next. But we got Darren Waller back. That's going to be the difference.
Woo-hoo!
That's the difference. Like OBJ was last year.
I got fleeced.
Get it again, it feels like, man. Gonna get it again. Tua was throwing to Julian Hill, who got nailed, and then they called it back because of some illegal motion. And it's a tough situation.
It's hard times here in professional football in South Florida. That's just the bottom line. I think what happened is a lot of the reports and previews that people were doing before the season started, you were hearing that a lot of the league has a low they have low expectations for the Dolphins this season. They didn't think the Dolphins were as good as we thought down here. Now, we knew the Dolphins weren't, the Baltimores, the Chiefs, or the Buffaloes of the world, but the way people were making it sound, they were like below mid. We were offended by that. The fan base was offended by that. Guess what, fan base? They were right.
Oh, off to a rocky start.
They were right.
It's tough when you're throwing to Tanner Connor and Julian Hill as your tight ends.
I don't care. Like you got to select better or you got to sign better. Like that. Listen,
your problem is your two best players have been your two worst players.
What, on defense?
Defense and offense. Tua Tagovailoa and Zach Sealer have been your worst players and cost you the game the other day.
Well, guess what? You signed them.
I know. Hey, I'm
not blaming 90.
That's
like
not
Sealer,
an equation to winning,
right? But I'm not. I'll let Sealer pass. I'm gonna let Sealer pass.
We'll get to it in the next segment.
I'm gonna let Sealer pass.
I will not let Sealer pass.
But I'm gonna let Sealer pass for now.
The dude hasn't made a play all year, then makes a play for the other team.
It's 2 games.
It's 3 games.
You're right. It's 3 games. It's 3 games. The defense. Here's my problem. As much as we look at the offense, because the offense was all the buzz for the minute McDaniel came in, we got Tyreek, the whole 9, whatever. The problem is That front seven before the season, everybody's talking about that front seven being the key, the strength of the team, and that front seven hasn't done anything.
No.
And that defense is being exposed in the back end like we thought. And here's the problem. It's anybody that can do it. Daniel Jones did it.
Ugh.
Drake May did it.
Ugh.
And
Josh Allen.
and here's the problem, right? If your secondary stinks and you can't stop the run,
James Cook cooked us.
you're at a disadvantage.
Yeah.
You're at a disadvantage.
We're going to get to the Dolphins next. In the next segment, we're going to talk about the Dolphins. Then it's all the Canes from there on out, because we do have to touch on the Dolphins a little bit about that game against Buffalo and what's going on with the team. And then we're going to be all about the U, because they deserve it. Game day is on campus. Kudos to the fans for going out there and getting crazy, man. It looked fantastic out there at Coral Gables. And the guys on game day were talking about how great it was. And I think they were not just, blowing smoke. I think they were serious about it. It looks really good. Not really good. Tyler Hero is undergoing surgery on his left foot and will miss at least 8 weeks in the beginning of the season for the Heat. Did you know Miami's first exhibition game 2 weeks from today against the Magic in Puerto Rico?
Yeah, I think this week is media day.
Yes.
Media day is coming up this week.
They have exhibition hockey going on today too, by the way. Hockey season has started technically. Where is that? I mean, are you gonna tune in?
Listen, hey, I got things to do for 4 hours. I mean, I might as well listen to the pregame show if I'm not going to the game.
No. I mean,
and watch the hockey.
No. The not our guys.
No, I know.
St. Louis and Dallas play at 7 o'clock.
Saying. Listen. You know we're about to come in the greatest time of the year when all 4 sports are happening at the same time. Well, 5 if you include college football.
Dallas Stars pregame is like, there's one guy listening remotely in Miami. What is until a preseason game?
It doesn't matter, bro. And by the way, I might as well start getting into the hockey, because it doesn't look like the football, except for the Canes, the professional football, nor the professional basketball is going to be exciting this season.
Vlad, that's not a good sign that Tyler Hero is going to miss the beginning of the season. It kind of makes you feel like this could be another snake bit season for the Canes.
And he's trying to get the bag. Like, that's another thing. Like, Vlad, he's trying to get that extension, and then you're like, do you want to give an extension to an injury-prone guy? We've seen what happened in your football counterpart. See what's happened with that when you gave that guy the bag.
And you know what Pat Riley will tell you sometimes. He don't mince his words, bro.
No, he doesn't.
He'll tell you, get healthy and get scoring. Whew, man.
Oh, Syracuse up 7-0 on Clemson.
Yeah, man. I've seen some early action in these games. I see TCU playing right now. They had
TCU's playing SMU, I believe, who's not
they're up
ranked.
7-0 TCU, by the way. Mm-hmm.
Not ranked.
Not ranked. Mm-hmm.
Bro, it's real. More and more you're looking at it, man. If they beat Florida State,
whew. But it's a long
season, but man,
Vlad.
Listen, we said that the beginning of the Canes schedule was going to be tough. Even though all the games were at home, you beat Notre Dame, you beat a South Florida team who
better than you thought.
It was better than you thought coming in, and then you handled them like the way you were supposed to handle them. Like really good ranked teams are supposed to handle a team like South Florida. Yeah, I'm talking you, the Gators stink. And you handled BCC, that was nothing. So yeah, today. And here's the other thing: whoever made the schedule, props to you. The big game will be Florida State, correct?
Yes.
They have a bye week before Florida State and then a bye week after Florida State.
That's true. Then you get Louisville.
For that Friday night game. Great job of scheduling.
Let's just put it this way. You beat Florida State, you're looking good, but potentially there is trap games everywhere. Louisville, Stanford, not so much. Might go to that game. SMU, we know that they're not as good. Syracuse, we know what's happened with Syracuse in the past. NC State, we're probably going to go to that one too, Vlad, depending on what time it is. Get Nathan out there and see what goes on. Virginia Tech on the road at the end of the season. Pittsburgh on the road at the end of the season. Potential wins and losses for the U. But let's not worry. Once again, Mario Cristobal, it's one game season. Today, Florida Gators, 7:30, right here, 104.3 FMWQAM. But yes, not looking too far ahead, but yes. Oh, also, team that we're very proud of. Speaking of the Hurricanes and the Marlins, Vlad, you cashed a ticket. Marlins scored 3 in the 12th and took down the Rangers 6-4. 73 right now. You aced that one easy. Guess who pitched well yesterday?
Oh, yo, you know what? I was listening to the game.
I'll tell you.
I was listening to the game while I was, running errands, Ubering, and all that stuff, right? Jensen Junk, he pitched a hell of a game. He
7
pitched a
innings,
good game, bro.
5 strikeouts, 1 run. That's 2 quality starts in a row coming off the injury. Who told you in spring training
I
when
had
you
to
didn't
wait
even
all
make
the
the
way to
team?
September. I had to wait all the way to September to get 2 back-to-back good starts.
No. I said coming off the injury. He was on the 15-day IL. Who said it in spring training when he first didn't even make the team? Jansen Junk is going to throw some junk this year for the Marlins. Lo and behold, I was right.
Shout out to you.
Marlins, though, yeah. So at the midway point of the season, there was a line that said the Marlins would only win 70 games, and Vlad jumped on that. He took the over, and man, did you win that one easy now. Easy.
I hadn't even looked at it.
So the Marlins are now 74-80, by the way.
By the way, if they win their next 11, they could finish.
They have to win the rest of the games.
I'm sorry. They got, what are they? 74
and
80. 73 or 74?
74-80.
Oh, so they got to win the next 8.
Yep, that's it. They have to win out this year, though.
All they got to do is go 7-1, and they'll finish with a 500 record.
Yep, that's true.
Bro, if they win 80 games,
dude, they win 75 games, man. They're just
this is a really good season.
We really thought we were praying that they only lost 99 games this year.
And towards the end of the year, they started suffering injuries.
Yeah, they've got a bunch of jobbers on this team, man. I was looking at the lineup last night. I was like, whoa, who are these guys? Because, I went away for a little while for like 12 days, like a whole new team out there. I was like, okay. Nonetheless.
GB20 says Jensen Junk maybe has the most badass name for Miami right now.
No, absolutely. For 100%. Speaking of badasses, Inter Miami, they host DC United tonight at 7:30. The badass of all time, Messi, Inter Miami, supposedly have a multi-year agreement done, and they'll be announcing it in the next 10 days. The 38-year-old is going to be in pink the remainder of his career.
I know you busy on a Friday night, but we have to go to an exhibition friendly at the Hard Rock.
Who's playing?
Argentina.
Okay.
Versus Venezuela.
I gotta work on that one.
Yeah, you got to get out of that one, bro.
I got to get out of that. That's a Friday night?
That's a Friday night at the Hard Rock. That's going to be great soccer. There's going to be great soccer.
I mean, Argentina is so much better than Venezuela, though.
Soccer-wise.
Yeah. Dude, Vlad, I can walk down the street and see the...
I know. But there's going to be like 65,000 of them.
There will be a ton of people, and all of them wearing their kits.
And they're going to be beautiful wearing their kits.
Yeah.
Especially the ladies.
Yeah. I got to get free tickets for that. I'll hit up FIFA.
We'll figure it out. But a Friday night in October 10th, I believe.
ESPN, they polled 25 NFL scouts and executives, and South Carolina's Lenoris Sellers was voted quarterback most likely to be taken number 1 in the next draft. He is hurt, and his team has not played well this year. LSU's Garrett Nussmeier, number 2, and Miami's Carson Beck, number 3.
You know what's going to happen with Miami now? Miami might become the new Oklahoma, University of Oklahoma. Remember that time when Baker and then Kyler Murray, like these guys that even Ritter. That's why Ritter went there.
They Spencer Rattler.
I mean, Ritter. I said Ritter. Spencer Rattler. I'm sorry. I was thinking about Desmond Ritter. Spencer Rattler went there. No, it didn't work out for him either. But you have Cam Ward.
You also had Caleb Williams over there at Oklahoma.
You're right. He transferred to USC when Lincoln Riley. Right, because Lincoln Riley was the quarterback whisperer in college football.
Yeah.
What if this becomes the quarterback portal palace?
You know what? I'm all for it. For seeing what we got last year with Cam Ward, seeing what we're getting this year with Carson Beck.
Beck really plays well to the point now he becomes a top 10 first-round pick type of player. I'm going to tell you that's gonna open a lot of people's eyes, and a lot of quarterbacks might want to transfer to Miami because of the talent, because of Coach Cristobal, who I got to give credit. That offensive line, he's finally got his guys.
It's his team.
It's no more of the Manny Diaz's remnants anymore. It's his squad. This might be, listen, man, I don't want to jump the gun, but we might be looking at a good 4 or 5 year run of like Canes dominating college football.
But once again, what show told you way, way, way before the season started, Carson Beck is going to be a baller
That was you.
You and I both.
But yeah, I just like the fact what he was doing outside the field. You know what I mean?
He's a leader of this team too, man. Everybody.
He's a leader of men.
He's a leader of men. He is a true professional. You can say that now about college football players.
Loving he's gonna get after tonight.
I mean, every night, man.
I know, but
life is good when you're
you
Carson
beat the
Beck.
rivals.
Yeah,
man, you're gonna have some.
Take all their women.
There's gonna be a lot of people.
It's a lot on the line tonight.
There's gonna be a lot of Gators in your swamp, but if you beat the Gators.
Real quick, FIU opens Conference USA play when they host Delaware tonight at 6. FAU is off this week. They play Memphis next Saturday.
Wait, Delaware isn't that the
Conference
Joe
USA,
Flacco?
baby?
Isn't that the Blue Hens? Yeah, that's Joe Flacco.
That's
right?
Joe Flacco. Yeah, Delaware State is an HBCU, so it's Delaware. Joe Flacco's.
It's Delaware, right?
Right. It's the Joe Flacco's versus FIU at Pitbull Stadium.
Got you. At Pitbull Stadium?
It's a lot of slang that we just threw in there. It's the Joe Flacco's versus the Panthers over there at Pitbull Stadium in Conference USA.
Oh, man.
Blue Hens, not Delaware State, not HBCU. Try to decode all that real quick.
I'm happy that you know the difference between Delaware and Delaware State.
Oh, you better.
Yeah,
you walk on Delaware State's
you
campus thinking you're on Delaware's campus. That's a whole different student body.
Props to you, Cousin. Props to you.
I know. Speaking of props, real quick, let's go ahead and take a step into the day spa. You'll like this one, Vlad. An Australian stuntman recently broke a world record when he pulled a car 328 feet after being set on fire.
Wait, he was on fire?
Yeah.
And he pulled the car?
328 feet, over a minute. Took him over a minute.
Wait, he was on fire for a minute?
All right, so Vlad, we got to talk about this Dolphins team and how disappointed and why this game against the Bills disappointed me so much for different reasons than most people might think, particularly two. And then it's all about the U after that. Keep it locked. Vladimir Luson, Dan Day. This is Sports Day on 104.3 FM WQAM.
the pass that Tua threw deep and in double coverage that hit Tyreek's hands.
Yeah, as he reached back,
As he was reaching back because it wasn't a really good throw and he had to adjust. Yes, if the ball hits your hands as a receiver, you should catch it, but the ball should be thrown better.
Right.
And that is something that we've noticed. I think everybody's noticed. This man can't throw deep anymore. Or when he does, like I've never seen him have to put, like he throws his whole body, everything into deep throws. And if you, and a lot of his throws also, I don't know what's wrong with he said his feet. He sees everything with his eyes, but his feet are not, I guess, in sync with his eyes at times. So that's why some of these passes are being overthrown. Like you're overthrowing Tyreek. When you throw deep, the ball is underthrown, or there's nothing. There's no zip to it, none whatsoever. It's just hanging up there, and you're hoping that your offensive receiver can catch the ball, come back, catch the ball, or get interfered. Like it's 50-50 now.
The reasons why I'm disappointed in this Dolphins loss to the Bills. Yes, Mike McDaniel thought had a good game plan. Yes, I think they executed the game plan pretty well. Run the ball, take the air out of the ball, keep it out of Josh Allen's hand. The defense made stops when they needed to. The running game was good. I thought Tyreek Hill was good. I thought at times they couldn't even stop Jalen Waddle. The reasons why I'm disappointed is theoretically your best player on defense and your best player on offense were major reasons why you lost that game. Zach Sealer, first of all, shouldn't be in the game. Should not be in the game in that instance.
All right. Okay. So
your best defensive player.
You weren't here for week 1, and the same incident happened in week 1 with Matthew Judon.
Why are they in the game? Why are they?
I don't know, but I can't knock having your starters on special teams because we've seen so many great defenders be on special teams before. Like Ed Reed made a living making great plays off special teams. I get that. Here's the thing. If he blocked it, we'd be like, unbelievable play, great play by Zach Sealer. Like that's what it is. We're result oriented.
Did you weigh the risk reward of that block punt, of that attempted block punt?
He did. I mean, I guess he did it.
He took a terrible angle, by the way.
He also, to me, he looked like he got like tripped because he bull rushed the crap out of the center. So the center was like on his way back. I don't know if he got tripped or pushed, whatever. Bad penalty.
Risk reward, though.
Bad penalty.
The reward, block, you maybe get it at the 40-yard line and you get a chance to score. I understand that's big.
Bad penalty. So if you want to blame him,
the reward, though, is not worth the risk, which cost you a roughing the kicker, which cost you not running into the kicker, which would have been a 4th down sell, but roughing the kicker, which Josh Allen, don't give him a second chance. He's going to score. But then you get Tua back, and Tua driving down the field. No one can stop Jalen Waddle.
Everybody knew you were going to Waddle. Here's my problem. Here's my problem with what happened on Thursday. Offensively, I don't think the team played bad. I think they played very well.
Well, they're fair.
I thought Devon Etienne's your best offensive weapon.
He is your best player on offense.
I thought Ollie Gordon finally showed that there's a guy who could run over, defenders.
He's taking Jalen Wright's spot.
Right. Jalen Wright apparently was supposed to come back for Thursday night's game. I don't think he's going to see the field anytime soon if Ollie Gordon's running like that. I thought the offense was smooth. I thought the game call, the play calling was great. I give him tremendous credit. I got to give McDaniel credit. As much we get on him, we rip him. I got to give him credit. Tremendous game plan. Long drives that finished with 7 instead of just finishing with 3 or nothing.
First drive
finished with 7.
First drive 10 plays. The drive right before halftime 18 plays. The longest drive the Dolphins have had since 2012.
So, which is weird to me. Or maybe he's what it is. It's not weird. It's just maybe am I noticing that he's adjusting? Because remember, this was supposed to be a quick, striking, high potent offense. With the deep plays and everything.
Nope,
if you've noticed since training camp, in the exhibition games, it's been long, time-consuming drives. What was the game? Was it Detroit when they played Detroit?
Yep. That was the second game of the preseason.
Second
game of the preseason.
Was it whatever game where they went for it on 4th and goal and they got stopped? but it was like a 15-play drive with Tua. I don't know if that was the Chicago game.
That would
Detroit.
have to be a Chicago game.
That was the Chicago game?
Because Tua didn't play in the Lions game.
Okay, so it was the Chicago game. But if you noticed that first drive, it was a 15-play drive. If you've noticed, a lot of their scoring drives are long drives.
And you know why? Probably two reasons. Number one, relieve the pressure on the defense because we know the front seven ain't that great, and we know the secondary ain't that great. And number two, you might be limited by your quarterback, Vlad.
And I don't think we realized
that no.
Until we started watching the games. And it's like, okay, they don't got continuity, stuff like that. I think your quarterback is gun shy right now.
I think he's in his head.
I think your quarterback is gun shy.
He's throwing terrible passes.
And he leads the league. He's tied for first in the league with interceptions. He has 4 interceptions. Okay. With fumbles. He has a turnover problem.
But great quarterbacks make great plays when it counts. And he did the opposite.
Well, he was to me, the call was right. I don't know if he did a great job of using his eyes to get the no, he didn't. He was looking dead at Waddle.
They were like, "Oh, he tried to shake off by looking at Achane at first." I was like, I didn't see that on the replay. He didn't
because I'm looking at the play. I'm like, the defender that's guarding Waddle is not going to Achane.
You cannot let it slide. You cannot say we win as a team, we lose as a team when you have your best defensive player making a bonehead play. Once again, it was an effort play. He wasn't trying to mess up. But Tua Tagovailoa is getting paid $50 million a year, and to not have to shoulder a little more than everyone else for that loss when you threw that interception, when you had a chance to drive your team down the field, tie, maybe even win the game, you have to take the blame. I'm sorry.
Platinum Sword, you said it was a great defensive play. It was, but here's the problem that I have. Bernard was just looking at his eyes the whole time. Like there was nothing. That's
not the problem.
That to me, yes, because there's a little bit of quarterbacking. Like everybody knows you're going to Waddle because you went to him so many times. So the minute they knew to play, here's the other thing: stop running RPOs because you know Tua is not running. So don't try to run the fake RPOs or something like that. It was just a bad throw, bro. He didn't do the job. You did not shake the defender away for you to make that pass or freeze the linebacker enough to make that pass. He said he'll do it 10 out of 10. And I'm like, you do that 10 out of 10, you're going to get intercepted 10 out of 10.
Vlad, you're breaking it down, and you're right the way you're breaking it down. But the reason I'm despondent, the two reasons I'm really despondent is once again, under the Mike McDaniel era and Tua Tagovailoa, when the spotlight is bright, we run away. We fade away. We fail. Tua didn't make the play. He made the play for the other team. And like I said in the postgame, good teams find ways to win. Bad teams find ways to lose. The Bills found a way to win. And man, the Dolphins. I don't feel as though the Bills went out and won that game. I feel as though the Dolphins went out and lost that game.
All right, listen. All right, let's keep it a buck. What's frustrating is the fact that everybody and their grandmother expected you guys to get blown out. You know, everybody thought it was going to be a blowy, and it wasn't. The fact that they stood in there and they stood toe to toe, which if you really look at it, they always do when they go to Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's frustrating.
We're because still a pro team.
No, it's not that you're a pro team, but you're like, for them to be that team that everybody, considers as a Super Bowl favorite, when you go there in the Buffalo, you give them good games, but you always find a way to lose, or something happens for you to lose.
And that's the deeper problem.
Well, that's deep, right? So therefore, with this game this past Thursday, with everybody seeing, that they're 0-2, coaches on the foreman, quarterbacks regressing, everybody wants the GM out. I said this is the type of game they're going to do. The Dolphins are going to Dolphins, and probably they're going to play a great game and might win this game. That's what happened. They played a great game, but they found a way to lose.
That's the deepest problem.
And
Tua doesn't have the clutch gene, at least not yet in his career. And the Dolphins find ways to lose. That's why I'm upset. Not that you went in there and you lost to the Bills for the 100th time in a row, it seems like. That's a deep problem, Vlad. That is a deep, deep, deep problem. And I don't know if you can fix it.
Cap, you're right. I think if they had scored a touchdown, McDaniel would have gone for 2 to win the game.
Yeah, woulda, coulda, shoulda, maybe woulda.
I agree with that. But I listen. I'm not upset with McDaniel.
I'll tell you, I'm upset with Zach Sealer and Tua Tagovailoa, and they get paid big bucks.
Here's the thing. I don't want you to blame Zach Sealer. I just want you to blame the whole defense.
I will blame Zach Sealer.
Blame the defense. And you know who's by the way, Anthony Weaver, you're not getting unscathed like this. You kind of getting by right now because everybody's all so focused on the quarterback and the head coach, and they just saying your defense. Nah, Faye boy, because everybody was talking about you being the interim. If something happened to McDaniel, the team floundered because everybody expected the front seven to be good. No, you've given up that defense, giving up 28 points every week.
Yeah, they're bad. And first of all, let me say this about Josh Allen. Let's get full clarity. Number one, like I said, I don't think a light bulb has gone off in his head. I think the light bulb went off in 2020. It just seems like now he's firing on all cylinders. He looks like Peyton Manning out there. Josh Allen.
Oh, no, listen.
Josh Allen walks out
is the
man.
Man.
He's just pointing people out. That guy, that guy.
17 is the man.
I need this. He looks like he's on a different level.
Well, listen, you married now. Everything's good. You're MVP. You paid. All he's missing is a title.
But
he just can't beat 15.
Just to make you cry a little more.
You just can't. Nobody could beat 15.
Look at the
except
way
for Jalen Hurts.
Look at the way Tua throws the ball, and look at the way Josh Allen throws the ball.
Oh, dude.
I want to cry.
One is a freaking a cannon. The other one is it's a quail.
An underarm shovel pass. That was. I'm not talking about the one for the touchdown, but I like a little side pass. The thing was a bullet. And then Tua is throwing.
And here's the other
2 yards behind Tyreek Hill.
And here's the other thing, Cousin.
Oh.
You're not gonna win in this league anymore, in this current NFL, if your quarterback is not able to move out the pocket. I'm not saying he has to be Kyler Murray, Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, but you could be a Baker Mayfield. Just be able to move out the pocket. And if it's a 3rd and 6 and your guys are all covered and it's you against a linebacker, you can make a move to juke the linebacker and get the 5-6 yards for the first down and continue the drive going. To keep the drive going, right?
Yeah.
He did it. He did do it. He did do it on Thursday. Tua did. But the fear that you have, there's not fears with the other quarterbacks. You don't want them to get hit because, that's the most important position in all of sports. But there's a special fear when Tua's in the pocket and he moves out of the pocket and he has to move forward. And you can't, I don't know how you live with, I don't know how you think you can function as an offense if your quarterback isn't able to move, if he's not able to move out of the pocket.
Man, I'll say this. You win and lose as a team. I get that. But Zach Sealer, captain, best player on defense, supposedly. Tua Tagovailoa, captain, best player on offense, supposedly, and making the most money. You might want to shoulder a little more blame, in my opinion. You shoulder a little more blame.
I mean, and then they keep on suffering injuries. Oh, then they did kick a field goal at the end. I forgot. I'm thinking it was so they did give up. So they gave up 3 30-point games, bro. That's nasty work. And it took, Cousin, did you know? Because you weren't here. Did you know that for the first 6 quarters, they started, they had only 2 stops.
Yeah, didn't the first 10 drives the other team scored.
And one of the stops was because the team got the ball at 10 seconds before the half. The first half was about to end.
That's not a
so
stop.
They took a knee.
That's not a stop.
I don't think they have. I don't know if they have done I don't know how many possessions they've gone against. I bet you they've only had 8 times they haven't allowed the team to score.
I know they stopped the Bills late with about 10 minutes left in the game, and then Zach Sealer decided to be
and then when they do make a stop, they commit 2 turnovers. That happened in the Indy game. Matthew Judon runs into the kicker. 5-yard penalty gives them a first down. They score on that drive. And then this past Thursday, Zach Sealer. Yeah.
Let's focus on something more happy. We're going to do what I like, and it's all about the rest of the way till 3 o'clock, bringing you up to the pregame for the Miami Hurricanes and Florida Gators. Vladimir Lewis, my cousin. I am Dan Day, and you are listening to Sports Day on 104.3 FM WQAM. Let's do some real quick what I like, some of the things my cousin Vladimir Louison and I liked over the past 24, 48 hours or so in and around the sports world and the world in general. ESPN been in Coral Gables all week long in preparation for tonight's game, 7:30 Hard Rock Stadium, Miami versus Florida. Pat McAfee show was down there in Coral Gables. Pat McAfee talking with Nick Saban. He asked Coach Saban if the U is for real.
What do you see from this Miami team, and are they legit? You know, last year, a lot of football gods blessing them with a lot of great things. We thought maybe they were a team of destiny, fall off at the end. Cam Ward, #1 overall pick. This year, they get Carson Beck, who obviously you know well. Do you think they are potentially implementing a culture that will be talked about for a long time around here?
Well, I think they are, because I think they're a good team top to bottom. You know, last year they had a great offensive team. They couldn't stop anybody on defense. So you know, they had to try to outscore everybody. It didn't always work out that way. You know, one thing that I think, if you really want to make it to the playoffs and you really want to make a run, you got to be able to play defense. You got to be able to play defense. They got a great offense, and Carson Beck's doing a great job. I like their receivers. I think their offensive line is outstanding. Their 2 tackles are very physical, good players. And it plays right into what Carson Beck does best, which is pocket pass. And when you can't affect him in the pocket, he's really effective. But the fact that they can play so much better on defense this year, I think, is the thing that gives them the best chance, because defense travels. I mean, even when you play on the road and you play in tough environments, it shouldn't affect the defensive players nearly as much as it does the offensive players. So if you have a good defensive team, I think you have a better chance in the long run to be successful.
Vlad, you said it. The difference between this year's team and last year's team is the defense. And you look at it, you got a great offensive line. You had that last year. You got a great quarterback. You had that last year. You got some good receivers. You had that last year. Got some good running backs. You had that last year. Couldn't stop a cold on defense. You had that last year. But this year, Reuben Bain's healthy, and those guys are getting after it. The difference is the D, Vlad. That's what's gonna propel this Hurricanes team this year. Nick Saban, right on the money. Corey Heatherman, so far so good. We'll see what happens with DJ Lagway and the Florida Gators tonight. You know who else we like? Brad Marchand. He's going to be a Florida Panther, it looks like, for the next 6 years. He signed that 6-year extension earlier this week. He spoke to why he's staying a Florida Panther.
I was never going to take a 1 or 2 year deal, or even a 3-year deal. You know, that just wasn't in the cards. You know, I had a goal, what I wanted to be. I wanted to play as long as I could. And that was the goal that I had in the summer. You know, it's part of why it didn't work out in Boston. It's the main reason it didn't work out in Boston. And, you know, and then, so yeah, all that speculation around it. I mean, you call a spade a spade. If we were not in a non-tax state, it wouldn't have worked out probably for 2 guys. You know, 2 guys probably would have been leaving in that situation. So that's a benefit that this team has that, you know, we were able to utilize and make work. But I'm thrilled to be here for the next 6 years. And like I said, it's I've said this before. I mean, it's a gift to play in this league. It's you know, it's a privilege. It's not a given. And when it's done, it's done. You never get to do it again. So one of my coaches early on told me, and I'll forever live by that, you know, I want to play till I get kicked out of the league.
Sounding more and more, Vlad, like he's going to play out that 6 years.
Sounds more and more like somebody feels he's more of a Panther now than a Bruin.
He said it didn't work out.
Like he's really sounding like somebody who is really...
He's embraced the culture of the Panthers.
Definitely embraced the culture of the Panthers. He loves it there. He loves it here. And I'm happy. Like you can't be, there is nothing you can say other than it's great to have Brad Marchand back with the Panthers. And it's funny how once rivals, now a compadre, you know, your brother in arms. Like that's crazy. It's that to me might be one of the things that will remain with me all year. How a once hated rival got so accepted once the minute he stepped on his team, on the ice with the team, and became like a brother that was always there.
Unquestionable.
Like always there, to the point he loves it down here. And we love him.
Yeah, well, no, we love him.
We love him
as
here.
much as we spit at him now. We fight for him.
Man, they'll do anything for him. I mean, like, yeah, like it's crazy. Like, and this is why this team has captivated this town, bro. It's just
there's a lot to love.
There's just
and it's not just the winning. I mean, everyone loves a winner. Everyone loves a champion, but there's so many storylines and so much feel good about this team. Whether it's the Kachuk brothers fighting for their country, whether it's Brad Marchand joining his bitter rivals and fitting in right away, whether it's Sergei Bobrovsky, who was once called Bombrovsky, Paul Maurice, one of the most losing and winning coaches of all time. His attitude is a lot, man. And we got another season coming up real soon. But we got a real big game coming up tonight. Miami, Florida, Hard Rock Stadium, 7:30. We'll get you ready for that here on Sports Day. 104.3 FM, WQAM, Miami sports leader.
560 WQAM.
Let it play. Miami legendary song. Actually, I was eating in my neighborhood at Blossom yesterday, and they had a dude playing this song blaring out of his car. You know he's all about the U. It's not just game day, baby. It's not just ESPN game day, baby.
Nah, we got to get the city hype, B.
It's not just Miami Hurricanes game day. It's Miami Hurricanes, Florida Gators game day. Hard Rock Stadium, 7:30 at night. Let it ride. You can't duck us no more, Steve
Where's Pac Jam?
Spurrier.
I need to go to Pac Jam right now. Oh, I'm old.
Where you at, Steve Spurrier?
Pac Jam.
Don't be ducking.
Club
Can't
D.
do that no more. Sorry, I'm letting my Cajun accent come out.
No, you can do that. I'm just thinking about all the good times South Florida, listening to this song,
Can't
especially
do
back
that.
in the days, you know?
Can't do that no more. We'll come to your house. We'll take your girls. You can come to our house. We'll take your pride.
Yeah. Listen, you know what else goes on the grill? Gators.
Oh, yeah. Have you ever tailgated? I bet you guarantee that you go out the tailgate. You know, we got our guys out there, Raul and Big Mike and everyone else. Someone is out there cooking some gator. There's some gator to be had. And I'm talking literally and figuratively.
I'm sorry. I'm having flashbacks right now. This song is so good. This is such a good
I
song.
still play it at like Duffy's and Plantation, and people go nuts.
Oh my
man.
God, ladies booty shake.
We're talking about
my God,
young kids.
All right,
to
let me stop. Let me stop
grandpas.
this. Let me stop because I'm having
Everywhere.
flashbacks. Club Deep, 609, Pac Jam, all that. Yeah.
What a great rivalry night we're gonna have. So many great memories from the Miami Hurricanes and Florida Gators in the past.
Cousin.
Devin Hester returning that kick.
Cousin. Remember a couple of weeks ago when I told you there was two Tigers were going to battle each other for the
right to be the Tigers and Death Valley.
Yes.
We know what happened there.
Guess what's going on in the fake Death Valley?
In the fake Death Valley, well, they had their pride taken week 1. They're now 1-2, and they're playing Syracuse. What's going on?
They are down 24-7.
Woo!
This is the Clemson Tigers team that everybody said was bringing back 80% of their roster from the season before. They actually spent money and went into the portal. This was supposed to be Dabo Swinney's greatest season ever. And they're down 24-7 at home to Syracuse. They're 1-2. And if they're 1-3 before the end of September, it's going to be a lot of chatter going on.
Some analysts even had them in the national championship game.
A lot of people had them in the national championship game. A lot of people had them in the ACC championship game to face Miami. I don't think it's going to happen.
Couldn't happen to a better team.
Oh, damn, P.S. Platinum Source says Clemson is it's college Miami Dolphins.
Oh, hey. Let's not say things we can't take back, you know? Hey.
Clemson wins at least sometimes.
Hey. Couldn't happen to a better team. And look, when it comes to love, war, and college football, you can take the filter off a little bit. Couldn't happen to a better team, to a better coach. God's my transfer portal. Where's your God now? No, I'm joking. That's a joke. That's a joke.
God has him in purgatory portal. That's what God has him right now.
Woo. Arkansas is beating Memphis 21-10 in the second.
Arkansas.
TCU has been a decent team this year, actually, defeating SMU, who's not been as decent as everybody thought they were going to be this year.
So
14-3 in the second.
In the first 4 weeks of the college football season,
we've seen the contenders and pretenders.
Is it safe to say that maybe every conference is not as strong as they think they once was? If you look at the ACC, obviously you have Clemson. I mean, obviously you have Florida State and Miami being the top two teams.
And Georgia Tech. Don't sleep on Georgia Tech.
And Georgia Tech. You're right. And Georgia Tech. Miami was expected. Florida State, everybody was hoping to rebound.
The rebound year.
Georgia Tech was always the team on the outside that might sneak in and cause some problems. But everybody expected Clemson to be better.
Clemson was everyone's favorite.
Everybody expected SMU to try to repeat from the success of last season. That hasn't happened. SEC, Georgia, they did beat Tennessee last week, but their defense gave up a lot of points.
And if Tennessee doesn't miss that field goal at the end of the game,
Right,
and the end of regulation.
And by the way,
I actually watched that at the Moab Brewery in Moab, Utah.
Really?
Yeah, I wanted to get.
Let me ask you a question. In Moab, Utah.
I ain't gonna lie, Moab was okay.
Did you see anybody like me in Moab?
Vlad, okay, let's break this down. And you can answer this question after I break it down for you. I flew into Vegas and took an RV to Zion National Park. Then I took it to Capitol Reef National Park. Then I took it to Arches National Park, Moab, Utah. Then I took it to the Grand Canyon. Then I took it to Monument Valley. How many Vlads did I see on that grand 11, 12-day trip? Vlad, what's your over-under?
Let me say Dame Lillard number 0.
You're wrong. There was 6.
6?
6, and they were all traveling together. It was a group of people, elderly people.
Oh, okay. For religious reasons?
I don't know why they were traveling, but they were having a grand time, and let's just say the natives were restless.
Seeing them?
Oh, yes, indeed. It's like they literally nicest people in the world.
You're in the wrong part of town.
Like you took a left when you should have taken a right.
Yeah, okay.
So Vlad, I was at the Grand Canyon. This is where I saw.
So you were at the Grand Canyon watching the Tennessee Georgia.
No.
game.
I was in Moab by Arches.
Moab. I'm sorry.
Moab.
You were in Moab watching the Tennessee Georgia game, and then
made an agreement that since I'm not doing anything that I like to do, I want to stop at this brewery and grab 2 beers. And just I had this stout beer that was fantastic from Moab, and I was like, there's the brewery. So I stopped and I watched the end of the Georgia-Tennessee game.
When you saw Tennessee not going closer and closer to get them in a better field goal position, you kind of knew he was going to miss that kick.
You figured they're much like the Dolphins, they were going to find a way to lose.
They were going to find a way to lose. So Georgia's not playing well, and they have a big game against Alabama next week, and Alabama needs to win that game because their head coach needs to be somebody of prominence, or his ass is going to get fired towards the end of the season. So the SEC is not as strong. Big Ten, we don't know. Ohio State looks great. Penn State, you always know I'm ready for a James Franklin F up, and he always, because he can't beat good teams, but somehow is going to backdoor his way into the playoffs. And Oregon, we'll see. Oregon and Michigan. Well, that's the big game next week. Oregon against Penn State. Georgia, Alabama. So a lot of things are going to happen. I don't think a lot of conferences are as strong as they thought early in the season because some of the big teams have struggled and lost. They'll probably get better towards the end of the year.
Is next week Separation Saturday?
Next week, to me, the next 2 weeks are going to be Separation Saturday. Okay. I'm going to call it Separation Saturdays because at the end of September, we have next week, Georgia, Alabama, Penn State, Oregon, and there's another big game. There's like a couple of other big games, and then the following week we got Florida State, Miami.
So let's keep it a buck 100%, and this is not being a homer. Head and shoulders, the top tier of the ACC, Miami and Florida State.
In the ACC, yes.
And then right below them,
and Georgia Tech. I'm gonna put Georgia Tech.
I'm not gonna put them in the top tier yet.
But they're close.
I'm gonna say next tier is
Georgia Tech by themselves.
By themselves. Then the third tier, you throw in the Louisvilles,
Carolina.
Yeah, and NC State's also undefeated. Right. I mean, Cal's undefeated. Are you really worried about them? You know, stuff like that. Duke has not had a very good season. Sorry, Manny Diaz. Yeah, and then it's just the rest of the field. So top tier, and that makes it, if you can win today, and I know it's not an ACC game for Miami, but you win today, you get the off week, you get Florida State. Florida State, you do your part. Whew.
Yeah, you're right. Next week is Separation Saturday, bro.
Yeah.
You got LSU at Mississippi.
Auburn
at A&M.
Go to hell, Ole Miss, by the way. Go to hell, Florida.
Oregon, Penn State, Alabama, Georgia. You got you got a lot of ranked games next week. SC versus Illinois, who has a big game against Indiana tonight. Yeah. So the big teams, like you said, in the ACC is Miami and Florida State. Second tier would be Georgia Tech
by themselves.
SEC, I mean, there's a lot of tiers, but I'm gonna even put it. But I'll put it this way: LSU right now and Georgia are the top tier, followed by the Alabamas, Ole Miss. I would have put South Carolina, but Sellers is hurt.
But with every team right now, it's an incomplete because
It's
there's
very
so
incomplete.
much
Big
left to do.
Ten, same way. You got Penn State, you got Ohio State, obviously.
Obviously very good.
Right. But it's the second tier. Do you have you have Michigan? Are you ready to put Illinois in that
Nope.
upper level?
Nope.
And in the SEC, you got Oklahoma. I still don't know what to deal with Oklahoma.
Still,
are they a good team?
Are they better? They're probably better this year, but yeah.
Is Texas? Well, the Arch
Texas
Manning
look
hype.
bad, man.
The Arch Manning hype is,
Texas look bad.
He's not lived up to it.
He has not. He has really, really, really been a disappointment so far this year. But
So that's why Miami, I love for them what they've done. It's been steady week in and week out, improvement, getting the team better, setting
they
an
just
identity.
look solid, man.
Yes,
But-
setting an identity
Early.
But it's good though.
Yeah, but tonight, Florida, and this is one of the things I like about rivalries, especially down here in South Florida, interstate rivalries, you don't have to, hide your contempt for each other. Like, I got a lot of friends that went to the University of Florida and that are Florida Gators. I still can say to them to their face, go to hell, Florida. And they can say, go to hell, Miami. That's fine.
But if any Gator fans trying to give a ticket away, hit up your boy.
Vlad has a special exemption for any Florida Gator fan that would like to give him a ticket to the game tonight. These rivalries get me fired up. Let's real quick go through some headlines. We've got Dolphins. They're going to be playing the Jets. That is going to be not this Monday, but the next. That is a 7:15 kickoff. So that is my Dolphins and Vlad's Jets. Winner has their first win of the season.
Dude, if
probably.
both teams are 0-3,
winner. This is how you should play this game. Winner gets their first win of the season. Loser has to fire their coach. That would be the ultimate.
No.
The Jets just got a new coach.
Yeah, we're
that
good.
Be,
See, that's why I'm not. There's no expectations for my team this season.
Right.
So if they, crap the bed, cool. We'll get the number one pick. I'm good. I got a new coach. Everything's a new regime. For Miami, though, you guys kind of want. You're as low as you can be, and you want to get rid of this regime. And
this is the thing, Stephen Ross, I don't think if he had his, his own way, he would not fire Mike McDaniel, nor would he fire Chris Greer. But if people stop showing up, and Vlad, you went to that first home game against New England, it wasn't overly impressive, let's say the crowd. If it starts being embarrassing and Stephen Ross looks at the bottom line and sees not as much concessions, not as much, that might be the determining factor.
Let me tell you something. There's something about this city that I don't know if it's the color scheme of the seats or whatever, but there's no hiding when fans are not appearing to the games. Like, remember when the Heat had the Skittles colors?
Mm-hmm.
Remember? So when there was no fans, it's easy to show that there's no fans because they're just red and yellow seats, just empty.
Yeah.
Last Sunday,
wasn't pretty.
It was very easy to tell that there were no Dolphin fans because there were a lot of empty aqua teal seats.
Mm-hmm.
There were a lot of aqua seats. You saw, like, oh, it's empty. It's empty. I didn't see a jersey number on those seats. No. It was like at least 35% empty, bro.
So we're telling you right now the two things that will get possibly Mike McDaniel and Chris Greer fired. Number one, if the team absolutely quits.
I believe on
two,
Monday night, and which is why I always thought Monday night would have been they had gotten destroyed on Thursday, like bad, like really bad. I thought maybe it would have happened because at least you got 10 to 11 days to get prepared for the Jets. I do believe if they do lose Monday night, they might be it would be hard for me to really think that you start off 0-4. You start off the whole month of September winless for you to continue with this team. But if they lose another game, they lose 4 in a row, bro.
And to the Jets,
you lose Patriots. To the Jets, you lose 3 in the division back to back in 3 consecutive weeks. Yeah, bro.
But I don't think that's the determining factor.
I think
guys can. I think it's the fans.
Fans
will stop showing up.
Dan, if you lose on Monday night at home, the fans are going to display their displeasure. They're going to showcase their displeasure. They're going to boo like they did Sunday. They're going to boo. They might walk it, depending on how you lose. If you're getting blown out, they might leave during the game. And the worst thing about it is that it's another Monday night game at home. You've lost 2 Monday night games at home in 2 consecutive years to bad teams, twice to the Titans. It's a Monday night game where you're winless. They're going to be talking about, that's all they're going to talk about
Yeah.
leading up to this game is your job security and your quarterback's play and the GM. Yeah, bro.
It could
This
get
is a put
interesting.
up or shut up time. And if they get blown out, if they don't show any heart, if they don't come to play, the fans are going to let it be known, and I believe a decision will be made.
What did I warn you about? I said things could go really good this season or things could go bad in 3-4 games into the year. I said Tyreek Hill, but it could be the whole team checks out. Then you're in a lot of trouble.
Well, and you see, and this is why he's so precarious, right? Because if Sunday, usually you've been to the locker room, Dan, right? You did this before I did. So you know that even after when things were good, when they were winning, the team wasn't always around each other all the time. People just like, they go take a shower, while then a couple of guys might hang out with each other from the same position.
Yeah.
But usually the room was not like packed with players. After Sunday's game, when we got in the room, it was pretty packed. Like the players were talking to each other. They were trying to figure out things, but it wasn't as if like it wasn't dejected. It wasn't like, oh my God, like, it wasn't like that. I don't know what happens now because you've lost 3 in a row and you've actually played very well. So to shoot them some bail, that week 1 performance against Indy was abysmal.
No.
They played so much better against the Patriots, but they still committed mistakes. They played even better than they did. They played even better on Thursday than they did Sunday against the Bills. But still mistakes happen. And like you said, your 2 biggest names, one on offense and one on defense, can't make the plays to cause your team to lose. But that's the situation they're in right now.
Ooh. Stew on that for the next couple of days. A couple of quick headlines. 11:59 tonight. It is Hawaii and Fresno State. That's the Gambler Special. Tyler Hero is undergoing left foot surgery. He's going to miss the beginning of the season for the Heat. They actually start 2 weeks from today against the Magic in Puerto Rico for exhibition. Marlins, Jansen Junk, they got a win in the 12th inning, 6-4 against the Rangers. They play again today. Inter Miami, they host DC United tonight at 7:30. And the Phoenix Mercury eliminated defending WNBA champs the New York Liberty in the first round of the WNBA playoffs last night, winning game 3, 79-73. FIU also opened up Conference USA play against Delaware tonight at 6. Real quick, though, let's take a step into the day spa. An air traffic controller in Corsica decided to take a nap while on the job, and it suspended flight passengers in the air an extra 18 minutes while waiting for his directions. Gotta hate that, man.
Yeah, man. Gotta get that napping.
Is Carson Beck elite? That is the answer we will give you. Well, that's the question that we will answer next here on Sports Day 104.3 WQAM FM, Miami Sports Leader.
560 WQAM.
Ever since Carson Beck transferred to the U, I told you he is the real deal. I backed it up with plenty of statements and facts, and so far, so good. But it's not just my opinion, Vlad. Maybe the op of ops, Tim Tebow, maybe the most storied Florida Gator ever. Of course, we're playing the Florida Gators tonight. Was asked, is Carson Beck the truth? And Tim Tebow, he replied.
All right, so I'm not putting him in the elite category yet. You might hear with Carson Beck is who I'm talking about. Earlier this season, you told us keep an eye on him. He had your attention. What specifically about his game is standing out to you right now?
But why not call him elite, Randy? Like, are we just trying to be haters on it? Like, come on. This dude's absolutely elite. Look at him in 2023. And last year, it wasn't quite as good. But now look at the way he's got a command of his offense. Look at his ball placement. Look at what he's doing on third downs. Look at the lack of turnovers. Like, he is playing at an elite level. I don't care which area you want to talk about. If it's the leadership, if it's command of the offense, if it's confidence. By the way, he's in a new system, and he looks like he's been in it for 5 years. Yeah. This is a young man that a lot of people wanted to drum and criticize last year, but I think we need to take a look at his body of work and say, hey, he's played at a very high level for a long time, and this year is just no different.
Not only has Carson Beck so far this season been elite, he is so far this season having the best year of his career. Completion 65, attempts 82. That's 79.3% completion percentage. 812 yards, averaging almost 10 yards a throw. 7 touchdowns to 2 interceptions. A rating of 185.7. Vlad, it's time to let the whole world know Tim Tebow is right. Carson Beck is playing at an elite level. And if he continues to play like this, he's going to get himself a nice little trip to New York at the end of the season. Might also get himself a trip back here to Miami to play a couple extra games.
That's what I think. That's what he's looking at. I think he's rather play extra games. Everybody likes a trip to New York, but
trip to New York's nice. But not taking a trip and staying here for an extra 2 games are very nice. Carson Beck has been fantastic. As I said, he's always been. As I said, his down year last year, all he did was complete 65% of his passes, 28 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. And when he got hurt, his team was the number 2 seeded team in the playoffs. If that's a bad year, I'd like to say I hate to see a good year, but this year looking like it's going to be another good year for Carson Beck.
And he also had a lot of drop passes.
Yes, he led the league the Georgia Gators led the league in drop passes. And this is the thing. The only question was this: Carson Beck, will he come back from the injury? Seems like he's absolutely fine. The other question: is he really a leader? Is he really liked by these guys? He's only here for 1 year. And you heard the England's car got stolen, broke up with his girlfriend, all the off the field stuff. Is it going to matter? And you hear, he took him out to eat at Prime 112, his offensive lineman. But, Cam Ward, when he stepped on campus, you knew. Carson Beck, that first game against Notre Dame impressed me so much with how much the guys looked up to him, listened to him, revered him. He's talking not just to the receivers, the running backs. He's talking to defensive guys. He's celebrating with defensive guys. Cries after the game even a little bit because he was overcome with emotion. So if you don't think his heart's there and his mind's there, man, Tim Tebow, he's a Florida Gator, but he knows elite when he sees elite.
He knows elite college football. I don't know about he knows elite when he sees elite. He knows elite college football quarterbacking and play. Carson is doing exactly what was expected of him, or maybe even surpassing.
I would say, once again, we said all this. Carson Beck, don't even try to compare the numbers to Cam Ward. Well, Carson Beck, it's all about wins, and it is still all about W's. But those numbers have been there too.
But this is also a better all-around team than the one that was last year. Listen, man, they got tonight's a big game. It's good to see the national media starting to really pay attention to the U, and I believe these next 2 out of 3 weeks will show the nation, show the country what's up with the U. It's also great that the state of Florida, the interstate rivalry between the 3 universities, it's getting national prominence again, because you're going to see them both on national TV. And you're gonna see all three teams playing each other on national TV. You're gonna see UF today, 2 weeks, FSU, and then obviously at the end of the year, you get UF versus FSU. So the fact that at least two of those three teams are back in prominence is good. They take care of business. They take care of business, bro. They literally, to me, they're one step away from really getting out of the dangerous part of their schedule, and people are going to start looking at them as maybe a top 2, top 3 team. They're not going to face another big ranked team after Florida State
that we know of.
That we know of as of now.
Of course, yes.
You know, Georgia Tech might be ranked, but that's it.
If you saw College Game Day on the campus of the University of Miami, Coral Gables, it's easy to say college football is better when Miami.
They love when the U is good, man.
Good.
You could tell. You saw McAfee. McAfee was going crazy, even though he couldn't handle the humidity. But they love it when the U is good. Herb Street was smiling from ear to ear.
It's good for college football, and I think everybody likes it. Everybody likes to see it.
And you know what I'm liking? I'm liking Mario showing his personality.
Mario don't have a filter now.
Mario doesn't, but you know what? He's a tough guy. Let's not get it twisted. That is a tough man. But he's showing a side where he's cool, man. Like, he's got a quick sense of humor. He's very witty. And he shows that, okay, and he's able to he's able to express, obviously being a local guy and a guy who's been with the university for such a long time. He's able to express what the U is all about, like what being a Miami Hurricane is all about. And you've seen it. And he said it yesterday, man. They asked him what places you take the recruits. He's like, I'm not gonna divulge that information to you. I'll bring you to those places that we bring them, but I'm not gonna tell you where we bring them. But yeah, it's kind of hard when you come down here, you see the weather, you see the facilities that they're building, you find out that Miami's the number one most economical city in the world, in the country. Yeah, it's really a good time to come to the University of Miami.
Let's hear from Mario Cristobal next. We're going to hear what the coach has to say leading up to this Florida game at 7:30 tonight. I'm Kuzan Blameluso. I am Dan Day, and you are listening to Sports Day on 104.3 FM WQAM, Miami's sports leader.
And on 560 WQAM.
On Sports Day, we've been telling you for months now, Carson Beck is elite. Heck, even Tim Tebow agrees that Carson Beck is elite. And another guy that's been banging the drum for Carson Beck ever since he transferred to Coral Gables, one Mario Cristobal. Mario Cristobal recently asked about his QB1.
He gets better and better every single week. I thought the best part was being unfazed by the turnover. I think that's something that is critical for, as you know, you've been with the best, man. A quarterback that could shake it off and get pissed off and go back in there and want more and want to do better after a turnover or a bad play. That's priceless. And he showed that. And not to mention his teammates showed all the faith in the world in him as well. So they went right back to work and got it done.
You know what makes a good quarterback? A lot of things. Good arm, talent, read a defense, short memory, a great offensive line, good running backs. But Vlad, what else makes a really good quarterback?
Great group of wide receivers.
They were a huge question mark going into the season, Vlad. As you said, the top 6 producing receivers from last season not on this team. You go out there, get CJ Daniels from LSU. You got a bevy of new guys in there. Lo and behold, they have been fantastic this year. Mario Cristobal giving kudos to those wide receivers.
Just tremendous progress, Joe. I mean, a very diligent, hardworking group, a very selfless group. I think what really stands out is the enthusiasm, like the energy you see from a guy. Like watching Malachi Tony go crazy when Tony Johnson comes across the middle and catches that big one on 3rd and 3. Like that shows you they're legitimately in it for each other. So they just work their butts off. We're improving at blocking, which we still got to get a whole lot better at. We're getting better at the contested ball. So you see a group that's just working really hard and progressing and is hungry for more.
They have been a pleasant surprise this season, those wide receivers. Carson Beck, Malachi Tony, 17 years old, supposed to still be in high school. He's out there making touchdown passes on the biggest stage. Wide receivers really helping Carson Beck out. They're going to need to help out tonight. It's going to be another big matchup. Rivalry night at Hard Rock Stadium. It is the U versus the Florida Gators. Mario Cristobal says you better not sleep on those Florida Gators.
Well, they're one of the most talented teams we've seen in 4 years. They've got speed, they've got size, they've got great scheme, great coaching. I mean, they're as good as any team that we have faced. So we always expect everybody's best, and we're looking forward to an unbelievable opportunity.
Florida games, obviously, you went to the U. Florida games always have a little extra juice, especially this year. Felt like everybody was going to go on a run, and then obviously Florida has their little bit of a slide. But I feel like from what I've been told from Florida boys, that does not matter. A lot of people know a lot of each other here, and every time you play each other, it's a very familiar style of game against the guys.
Yeah, I mean, rivalry games across the country, right? You're never all the way in the win column. You're never all the way out of the loss column. Like, it's always a back and forth. The energy, the intensity, all the hype and noise surrounding it, it's a different level. And so our job is to make sure that becomes a non-factor and that we focus on doing our job and not letting anything get in the way of that. But the intensity that these guys, knowing that they know each other since high school, youth football, you name it, they play each other for a long, long time. So the intensity is through the roof.
It's going to be a big game, Vlad. It's not going to be a walk in the park, I guarantee you. I feel as though Florida's better than their 1-2 record, and they gave LSU all LSU could handle at the real Death Valley last week, losing 20-10. But still, they have a lot of talent. They have a lot of pride. It's a rivalry game. It's going to be a fight. It's going to be a fight today, Vlad. So I know you're still saying take the over. Take Miami with the points.
Take Miami.
Take Miami with take Miami with the points.
They're giving points.
Okay, so take Miami.
Yeah.
Still,
7.5. I'm taking that.
Not gonna be easy, man.
7.5. They covering. They getting. They winning by 10.
Mario Cristobal continuing to talk earlier this week with Joe Rose about this game between Miami and the Florida Gators and how it's a great opportunity.
It sure is. It's an unbelievable opportunity for for the university, the campus, the program to be showcased, and even more importantly, it's an opportunity for us to do a great job, not being distracted. And keeping the main thing what it's supposed to be, making sure that we all understand that everybody working together has granted us tremendous progress, and we're getting better and better. And now, as we take on what's the most talented opponent that we have faced, that we continue to elevate our processes and get better.
Definitely not sleeping on the Florida Gators, even though they are 1-2. They lost to South Florida and LSU. The only team they beat was Long Island University. Is there a little bit of a concern, Vlad, that maybe this Miami Hurricanes team, reading the press clippings, kind of starting to feel themselves? Game day is out there. Everyone's saying, oh, the U is back. Do you believe that maybe just a little bit, the focus might be a little skewed and off tonight?
No.
You think it's good? You think Mario's got them locked in?
Fam, I think they're gonna be. This is one of those games. It doesn't even, like I said, it doesn't even matter what the record is. This is a rivalry. This is a big rivalry. Florida got embarrassed last season, embarrassed at home to the University of Miami. They got embarrassed by South Florida. They got mad. They played defensively. They played well, but Lagway stunk last week against LSU. And then now you're in the middle of I felt we went through their schedule prior to the season. We said after that South Florida game, their schedule the next 5 weeks is the toughest schedule I've seen any team have to encounter. And they just went through LSU. You went against number 3 LSU. Now you're going against number 4 Miami. Yeah, bro. Just win, because they don't want to give them any sense of accomplishment, any sense of pride. Crush them. Have all those Gators alum wanting Billy Napier fired immediately after this game. Because think about this, bro. What team loses South Florida, get beat up against LSU on national TV, and then the following week get another nationally televised game? Prime time. The Gators. So let the nation know the Gators aren't where the University of Miami is right now. They're not. They're not where South Florida is. And then later on in the year, they're gonna know they're nowhere near where Florida State is. So let the nation showcase the nation. Showcase. This is what I want Miami to do. Showcase.
Leave no doubt.
Leave no doubt that you're one of the best teams in this country. All right, that you're the ACC's best team and a college football playoff team. And then leave no doubt that your rivals from the SEC are just big O, as my boy Paulie like to say, nothing. You're just nothing.
If you do have any doubt about tonight's game and you're a U fan, let me help you out a little bit right now. Keep this in mind as the game gets closer and as the game goes on.
You're nothing.
There is a guy playing tonight who is no stranger to big games against the Florida Gators.
Your quarterback, nothing.
Your quarterback has played in the biggest of big rivalry games against the Gators. Been there, done that.
Gators are nothing.
I got you, Vlad.
That's it.
I'm with you.
But if you have a ticket, if a Gator has an extra ticket, you'll be something to me.
Final hour of the show before we kick it off to the pregame. Dana Rabinowitz, Brian Monroe, Joe Zagacki, Don Bailey Jr. Going to have the postgame with Dono all right here. We got another hour, though. Let's make it happen. Get you ready. It's the pregame to the pregame. This is Sports Day on 104.3 FM, WQAM, Miami Sports Leader.
560 WQAM.
Miami's had a big season so far. You get Notre Dame week 1, Sunday night, big game. Bethune-Cookman, one of those games where, take a deep breath, get some work in. You get an 18th ranked South Florida, surprisingly.
Well, Florida and South Florida just basically switched. That's all it was.
Took care of the business there. This week, game day is here. Your 4th ranked rivalry, Florida, 7:30, Hard Rock Stadium. Man, so far, very good schedule for Miami. And if you win these games, you set yourself up for an open date. Take a deep breath. And then Florida State. That is some excitement.
I don't hold you, fam. I'm thinking about going up there.
You might have to make the trip up north.
Yeah, I just need to know what time that game's going to be. If that's going to be a prime time. I think that's going to be a prime time game. But
that could be a 3:30 game if both teams do their part.
No, that might be the 7:30 game if both teams do their part. Unless there's another big game.
ABC might want to pick that bad boy up for a little 3:30. Either way, it's going to be a 3:30 or 7:30 game. So get ready. That's not a noon kickoff. Either way, man, lots of excitement. We're talking about the U has a lot of the best receivers in the country visiting the campus this weekend and watching the game.
That's wild. That was crazy to me when I heard that. Like they got the number 1, 2, 3, 5, 9, 11, 18, 15, 16, 20, 30. Like everybody and their grandmother is here. All the top receivers are at tonight's game.
You might want to try to get the ball to Malachi Toney a little bit extra. Show these young guys that they can come in at 17 years old and make a difference right away at the U, some of these receivers. And they can play right next to Malachi Toney next year.
It's crazy right now seeing the WWE and ESPN merge. Now they're showing Triple H walking into the to the field house in Indiana just for their big WrestlePalooza event that's happening today. But if I'm watching college football, I don't really want to see wrestlers walking into the arena. This ain't, don't do that.
Not time for that right now.
That's not time for that right now. It's time for us to preview Florida versus Miami. Let everybody know. See, now all the Gator fans that are tailgating tonight or today, maybe right now as we speak, because I do believe that the gates will be opening within the next 20 to 30 minutes or so. What kind of tailgating will it be for Gator fans? Can they talk trash? Like, can you even respond, or you gotta have to eat that? Like, sometimes you just gotta eat nasty barbecue. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying?
I think you're gonna have to swallow some of your words.
You really can't talk, right? You really can't say a word. You can't talk because you know they're gonna look for you after the game.
The only talking you can say is you'll see what happens tonight. That's all they can really say right now. And it was already probably going to be somewhat of a friendly tailgate because there's a lot of Florida Gator fans already down here. So there's going to be probably a lot of mixed tailgates, but Miami fans can definitely talk a lot more noise than the Florida Gator fans.
Gator tail on a tailgate grill. Yeah, man.
I want to see pictures. I'm going to look for pictures tonight of people that have cooked Gator at their tailgate. That's a proud tradition at LSU.
Yo, text me, DM me at Vlad2078. Where you going to be at the tailgate? I'm now for the first time, Dan, if I can, get a ticket somehow, I'm actually going to join somebody's tailgate because the weather is actually going to allow us to actually enjoy somebody's tailgate.
Yeah, it's going to be nice.
Yeah.
Nice day to tailgate, too.
It is a nice day to tailgate. The last two of the 3 games so far have not been tailgateable.
Got some games going on right now in college football. Tennessee taking care of UAB 28-7. Texas Tech 17th ranked against 16th ranked Utah. Texas Tech leads Utah 10-3. South Florida whooping on South Carolina State. Big difference between South Carolina and South Carolina State. One is an SEC team. One is an HBCU. South Florida whooping them 34-7. Interesting. Syracuse up on Clemson 24-14. Maryland whooping Wisconsin Badgers 20-0. Louisville taking care of Bowling Green 21-3. Arkansas beating up on Memphis 28-17. UNLV is losing to Miami of Ohio 24-10. SMU down to TCU 21-10. That's in the third quarter. Virginia Tech beating up on Wofford 24-3. North Texas, man, Army's having a rough season. They're losing right. North Texas beating Army 28-21. That's in the third. And Wagner Central Michigan with Central Michigan up 21-3. I guess the most surprising is Clemson being beaten by Syracuse 24-14. We'll see. Dabo, they did come on late last year, so maybe that's trying to make a late.
Yeah, but fam, you've already got 2 losses, bro. You're going to have to run the table.
Yeah.
And hope that the other teams that are ahead of you suffer from bad losses, and then you somehow make the ACC championship game and win. Because you've already got what? You lost to LSU. That's not bad. I mean, you lost to the 3rd-ranked team. But who did they lose to last week? Was it Georgia Tech? They lost to Georgia Tech, so you already have a conference loss. You lose right now to Syracuse, you got 2 conference losses and 3 losses total. You're donezo.
You're in trouble. So, yeah, they lost to LSU. They beat Troy. Then they lost to Georgia Tech 24-21. And now they're losing at halftime to Syracuse 24-14. Yeah, you're in trouble if you lose these 2 games because, oof, man. Yeah, because you still have Florida State to play. You have Louisville to play. Who knows what North Carolina's got in them. SMU, maybe not as good as we thought they were. Duke, maybe not as good as we thought they were going to be. South Carolina at the end of the year, that's an SEC game. That's not a ACC game. But yeah, your road is very, very tough. Look, you don't want to get in the hole when it comes to early in the season, Miami Dolphins. You try to get some wins and, hit some good momentum going.
Look, man, I'm sorry, I'm going to put a lot of pressure on you right now. Pun intended. You got a whole football down here in South Florida for the next 3 months.
It is funny how now, I'm always working. I'm out at Duffy's and Plantation, and I'm out at 26 Degree Brewing, Pompano Beach, Funky Boot on Mondays. How people have gone from wearing their Dolphins gear to it's all about the U now, man.
It's serious all about, man, listen. You know how I knew it was bad, Playboy?
Uh-oh.
Remember we were talking about the crowd for the Dolphin game?
Yeah.
I thought the crowd last week in South Florida was so good. It wasn't what I expected. And mind you, there was a 2-hour rain delay.
We're going to talk about the fan base next and what Mario Cristobal wants and what he's gotten so far this year.
There was a 2-hour rain delay and the crowd stayed and it was still good. It was a more electric crowd than the crowd the following day when the Fins played the Pats. I get it. College is a little bit more livelier and younger because of the kids and everything like that, the student body, the whole 9. But still, this was a home opener for one team. And this was just a regular season game against a ranked team, but you were expected to win. And trust me, the U crowd, the first 3 games of the season has been electric.
Hurricanes,
so shout out to you guys.
Enjoy it. This is one of the best feelings in sports. When you wake up on a Saturday and you have your whole day to just revel in the goodness of your team and of your fandom and your fans. You wake up, you go out and tailgate, you have some good food, some good drinks, you holler at some bad ones.
Well, you want to hear irony?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was just talking about what happened last week with the U. Read what the top TV is saying right now.
Lightning has been detected for the Clemson game.
That's happening a lot across college football.
Man, when your team is good,
we had a
to
long
tailgate to games. To tailgate, yeah, I was wondering why I kept seeing scores when I was at that brewery in Moab, Utah. I was like, what time? Because I know there's a time difference. Obviously, I know there's a time difference. I was like, when did that game kick off? It was like halftime at midnight. And I was like, oh, good thing they're up by a lot.
But you know what? I wasn't upset with it because I didn't have to wait. I didn't have to watch the undercard of the Bud versus Canelo fight. By the time I got home, the fight was on. Man, the fight was about to begin. So shout out to Terrence Bud Crawford for beating Canelo.
Oh, but no better feeling than your team being good and having some good tailgates and a good game to watch. And when you win like tonight, if you beat the Florida Gators, you feel you accomplished something. You so achieved, man. There's nothing like it in college football, man. Nothing like the electricity around your team when they're doing good in college. Whew, man. So enjoy it. If you're on the way to the tailgate right now, please. A couple quick notes. Let's do this. Get some headlines in. Dolphins, they play the Jets. That's not this Monday, but the next. Darren Waller, maybe he'll be the difference maker. He's supposed to make his debut for the Dolphins in that game.
Okay.
The Jets, they play the Buccaneers tomorrow. They're 0-2. Do you have any faith in the Jets beating the Bucs?
No.
Okay. Simple. Tonight's 11:59 special. That's our favorite game. Hawaii against Fresno State.
Oh, wait. You got 2, maybe. Don't forget there's an 11 o'clock game.
Yeah, but the 11:59 is the
special. That means you could parlay both games, though, bro.
That is true. I'm sorry.
Can't forget about the USC Michigan State game that starts at 11.
That's a nice one. Really,
that's a good one. Then you have an hour. You got 59 minutes later
to figure out what you're going to do with that game.
Come on, and then you could do a second half bet with the first half of the Hawaii game. Like we got, listen,
the Chase bet special.
We got action, baby. We got action all day long.
Depending on how that USC game goes, is how much you could have to chase in that Hawaii Fresno State
Absolutely.
game. And how your whole day goes with betting. So yeah, Tyler Hero, he's undergoing left foot surgery. He's going to miss the beginning of the Heat season. Vlad, I'm not going to say anything about it now because we're all worried about the U and we're focused on positivity for the U, but that is not a good sign for Miami Heat. Their first exhibition game 2 weeks from today against the Magic in Puerto Rico.
And here's the thing. You don't want him to rush back and then not be at 100% and then may cause further injury or.
So you're telling me a team that was offensively challenged last year is losing their lead scorer?
No, you got bad mind from yard. You got Norman Powell.
I know.
You got Norman Powell.
Yeah, I'm waiting on the other names you're about to drop on me, man.
I mean, we're hoping Bam could, I'm not expecting Bam to go for 25 and 12.
Maybe a bounce back year from Terry Rozier.
Bounce back for Terry Rozier would be winning his bets back. That's the bounce back.
You do have hope for a Jaime Jaquez Jr. bounce back.
A resurgence.
Yeah, once again, 2 weeks. We're 2 weeks, man. 2 weeks from today, you and I will be on talking about
who's your guard again? Davion Mitchell, right?
Davion Mitchell.
And then
they call him off night
because sometimes
he's on. Sometimes off. Yeah. Okay, let's talk more positivity. The Marlins have surprised everyone, winning 74 games. They're 74-80 right now. They won their fourth in a row. Was it fourth or fifth in a row last night? They scored 3. It's so interesting. In the 10th inning, both teams scored 2 runs. So they went eventually to the 12th inning. And the Rangers scored a run, but we scored 3. We scored 3, but the Rangers scored 1, so we went 6-4. Jansen Junk dealing, no surprise there. 7 innings, striking out 5, giving up 1 run. Inter Miami and DC United tonight at 7:30.
Where at, Chase?
It is at Chase Stadium. So I guess I'll try to keep an eye. I don't know. The same time as the Hurricane. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's another thing I don't like. I don't like when my football is being.
I can't lie. I love Inter Miami.
Intermingled.
I love Inter Miami, but they're playing one of the worst teams in MLS, and it's at the exact same time as the U versus the Gators.
Well, I mean, it could be equivalent. I mean, Florida, Miami's playing one of the worst teams right now in college football.
You're right about that.
So,
yeah,
I mean, it could be equivalent.
Could be equivalent, but usually I'll flip back and forth. I don't know, man. I might just have to ride with the U and Florida Gators game, man. I love Inter Miami, but
I'm not gonna hold you. There might be a point where people might start tuning into the Indiana Illinois game.
I hope so. I hope Miami leaves no doubt.
I don't know who's doing the game. I don't know if it's Herb Street and Fowler. I hope it is. I would think it is. I mean, Herb Street did do game day here. Why have the guy like go to Oklahoma or some crap like that?
They put him on some weird schedules.
I know.
There's a lot of it doesn't make sense. Like, well, why wouldn't he call the Miami-Florida game since he's here for game day? No, we're going to fly out to Illinois and have him call a different game. It's
no, but I mean, whatever the big game is, they're going to have the A team,
right?
Fowler and Herb Street there.
Right.
But
I thought Herb Street did a good job with Al Michaels Thursday night for the Dolphins game.
I think they did a great job. Even though there was a couple of things I didn't like. They didn't have to. Like, come on, did you really have to mention about the Tyreek and his wife situation?
That infuriated me.
That had no reason.
That's a man's personal life. It had nothing to do with the game.
That had nothing to do with the game.
It wasn't like a natural coming up of things.
He didn't do anything to cause, he didn't he wasn't acting up for you to even say, "Oh, this
was nasty."
That was nasty work.
They cut to the sidelines. Let's go to the sidelines. Tyreek Hill is currently getting a divorce, and he has 8 instances of domestic abuse.
Kaylee Harton, you're a beautiful lady, but I didn't really need that report. That report had nothing to do with anything.
I'm a guy that likes to tote the company line and tote the party line and do all that. That is one instance where I would have stood up and said, no, we're not reporting on
much
this.
To do about nothing. I had there was no reason for it.
It came out of nowhere. Trevor and I were watching the game, preparing for the post game, and he and I looked at each other and were like, that was so unnecessary. And it wasn't just because it was against a Dolphins guy. If it would have been against anybody, that had no necessity to be done. That was dirty. That was really, really dirty.
Yeah, that was nasty work.
I'm glad I'm not the only person that noticed.
No, I heard. I was like, yo, that's nasty. Listen, we listen I'm looking for everything. That's me. I'm listening at everything. So when I hear something, I was like, well, that just seemed out of place right then and there. Like that had nothing to do with
it was a low
him.
blow.
It was definitely.
I don't know
nasty,
what
right?
they were trying to accomplish by doing that.
That's the thing. It wasn't as if he had dropped the ball and then, or if there was a pass or a play where he was acting up, like showing out, and then you could say, well, then you could lead into it with like, well, Tyreek Hill's showing his frustration. A lot's been going on with him during the season.
Yeah.
Let's go to Kaylee with report about Tyreek. Then you could lead into that. But when you're coming back from a break and then you're just showing him on the sideline, just waiting for the game to start. I mean, for the action to continue, and then you go like, his ex-wife. It's like,
that's the other thing I didn't like. You're not just attacking and hurting Tyreek Hill. You're pulling Keita into this. Their child.
Well, no. Well, she's the one who did this. She. I don't know if you noticed, but maybe you were probably out of town by that time. A couple weeks ago, she came up with she said it was more things that he was doing. But this was after the divorce was reported to be finalized, and we heard what happened with the divorce settlement. We heard the settlement, like she's keeping what she's keeping and all of that, and then she still added more after what was reported settled was announced. So that's why. But it was like after the fact. Like this had nothing. Amazon did have no reason to bring or mention that news.
I felt it was bad reporting. That's all I'll say. Speaking of Tyreek Hill, though, I'll tie it all together. Jordan Lyles won the 200-meter sprint for the fourth time in a row at the World Championships in Tokyo earlier this week. And why does that involve Tyreek Hill? Because Tyreek Hill has multiple times offered to race Jordan Lyles and says that Jordan Lyles is ducking him. The man's won the 200-meter World Championship 4 years in a row. I don't think he's ducking anybody. But would I like to see the race? Sure. Tyreek might not want to see that race. I'm just being honest. Keep it a buck, man. You remember when we had Cam Newton saying, dude, come on, man.
What are you gonna do?
With that being said, let's go ahead and take a step into the day spa. Might have watched the new Happy Gilmore. John Daly. He's still setting records when it comes to golf, Vlad. Did you see this the other day?
No, what'd he do?
He set another PGA record. He shot a 19 on a par 5 hole at the Sanford International.
Wait, he shot a 19?
Breaking his own record of 18 on a par 5 hole.
Wait a minute. Time out.
Still got it.
Time out. What is it? What? He shot a plus 14 on that hole?
At a PGA event.
What is that? No. What do you call shooting a plus 14 on a hole?
It's a world record. That's what you call it. A PGA record. He shot.
Well, no, it's not a plus 14. It'll be a plus 9, but
no.
Yeah, because par 5 would be five shots. So
you're still 19. Oh, you're still 14 over.
Right. Oh, yeah. He's plus 14. Plus 14. Yeah, you're right. He's plus 14. Holy cow.
John Daly.
It's not considered a major tournament. I don't care.
It doesn't matter. It's a PGA.
What hole are you shooting 14 over?
It's a PGA sanctioned event. Doesn't mean it doesn't have to be a major.
What is he doing? Oh, he wasn't drinking.
He better not be about the sauce.
Nah, he wasn't drinking. To shoot 14 over? You know how many, there must have been a lot of shots that were just out of bounds.
Breaks his own record, though, of 18. He must have been on that hole for 30 minutes.
No, an hour.
Can I play through, John? Shut up.
There might have been 7 groups that played through that hole by the time he finished that hole. That's wild. He shot 14 over in a hole.
Yeah, 19 strokes.
Dude, I don't even think Charles Barkley would shoot that.
Vlad, I am not a very good golfer. I would contend that I'm going to be close.
Yeah, okay. Now, Dr. Toboggan's saying that it might have been something where he was only using one club for everything. Like his driver was the putter, his approach shot was the putter. You know what I mean? Like that's the only way. That's John Daly, damn it. He won the Open Championship.
Yeah, man.
He's won 2 title majors. He won a PGA as well. Stop playing with that man. John Daly, he could be drunk and still shoot a 63.
This man could be drunk and not shoot 19 on a hole.
Come on, man. That's crazy. 14 over in a hole? And it's a par 5. That's the thing. That's his hole.
Yeah, because he's a driver.
He's a big driver. Come on, that's the whole. Like, nah, man, nah. I need to see this.
you got some time tomorrow. The Dolphins aren't playing, so you'll be all right. It's going to be wild tonight at Hard Rock Stadium. Mario Cristobal joined the guys of ESPN's Game Day to say how crazy he wants it to be. Fans, be on notice. That's next here on Sports Day, 104.3 FM, WQAM, Miami Sports Leader.
that note, I asked you, I asked Cam, I asked President Joey from the Bronx. I said, what do we need to experience? He said, and you told me, need the coffee. So I think it's cafecito time.
Cafecito time.
Oh, cafecito time. Cafecito time. What does this mean? I'm saying coffee time?
This is high octane rocket fuel right here.
I've had this.
Too much for Coach. This might be too much for you as well, but thank you very much.
What is this? This is espresso?
This is, well, you could call it that.
Cuban coffee.
You want to give a toast?
They got like a matcha flavor.
I tell you,
no.
Here's Mario. As we have a toast, you said you wanted this place, Hard Rock, to be an asylum tonight. What do they need? Can this fuel them up for an asylum?
To gratitude for opportunity, to the relentless pursuit for Hurricane Excellent, and making a damn asylum tonight.
I got white pants. Hell yeah, asylum tonight. Cafecito time. Hurricane football time. Thank you, Coach. We appreciate the help.
Mario, thank you very much, Mario.
That doesn't get you fired up. I don't know what does. That is Mario Cristobal, as Vlad said, showing off his personality. He's having fun this year because he's got a good team. Cafecito time. He wants Hard Rock Stadium to be an asylum tonight. Vlad, you were at the first game against the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Was it a quote-unquote asylum at Hard Rock Stadium?
I wouldn't say it was asylum. It was electric, but not as electric as it was, I guess, these people were saying maybe 2017, I believe, when Notre Dame had to come to the Hard Rock for a Saturday night primetime game. But that was due to the weather.
Oh, that's true too.
The weather, if you've noticed, the weather of the first 3 games so far this season for the University of Miami has been wet, to say the least.
Well, today you're going to get it. Oh, no, it's raining right now. As you say that.
Yeah, and then I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at the clouds behind you. I'm looking at the clouds to my left. So it's like, By the way, I don't like you, clouds. I'm going to tell you why. You're messing up Vlad's feetwear. All right? Vlad likes to wear his J's, and if it starts raining, Vlad not wearing his J's because Vlad doesn't want to get his J's messed up. I spent good money for my J's. So therefore, make up your damn mind because Vlad needs to know what he has to wear on his feet.
For those that don't know, J's are Jordans, Michael Jordan's Nike shoes. I'm just in case somebody's been living in a coma for the past 30 or 40 years. Nonetheless, Vlad, tonight could get wild because it is a rivalry game. The U is highly ranked. There are going to be some Florida Gators fans there. There is, quote unquote, a lot on the line. You got to go out there and get loud and crazy if you are a fan.
See, that's the thing. If the game, I think.
I love a 7:30 game because it gives you a little extra.
Dan, everything is great. You know what's scary? Bro, I think the Louisville game might be the most electric crowd this season because of the Friday night, and everybody should be at the stadium.
That's true.
This game is going to be great, and it's going to be a great crowd, but the Gators stink, unfortunately, unless you guys give me a ticket. But the Gators stink.
So I played well. I wouldn't say they stink. I still think they have a lot of talent, and they're an SEC caliber team.
They stink. Right now, they're stinking right now.
Yeah.
All right.
They stunk last year at the beginning of the year.
They stunk against Florida, South Florida, and last week they get 5 turnovers. Nah, you're not beating a team. And it wasn't like your LSU Tigers was like offensively great.
No.
The defense of the Florida Gators is pretty good. They'll keep you in games, but their offense is, for some reason, lacking a lot. But because they're 1-2, and they're in the second game of the craziest 5-game stretch I've ever seen for a college football team. I don't think the hype for this game is what it could have been if they were maybe 2-1.
Right.
They had not lost to South Florida, and then you saw that they lost to LSU.
In the nation,
right. You're not going to be so. It's not going to be. Oh well. You know what? They didn't commit 5 turnovers. They could have beaten LSU because it was only I think a 10-point victory for LSU, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's 2010.
It was 2010. So yeah, if you think about it, 2010, you lose 2010 on the road to the 3rd best team in the country, and you committed 5 turnovers. You can flip it and be like, oh, we didn't make the mistake. We could have won that game, but you had lost to South Florida the week prior and kind of showed the same play. You know, you showed the same play these last 2 weeks. So going against the number 3 ranked Miami Hurricanes at home. Fam, you take care of business early.
Yep.
You got a bye week until you got to go to Tallahassee for what's going to be one of the most hype games if Florida State takes care of business this weekend and next Friday as well. If they take in that game in Tallahassee in October, is going to be the first Saturday in October is going to be crazy.
I'm already hyped for it, but I'm hyped about this Florida game tonight too, and I think it's going to be a war, despite Florida not having their best season so far. A lot of pride in the line. These guys know each other from the high school days, a lot of these guys, and it's just you always want to show out. You always want to be the best of the best in your state or in the nation, so should be exciting. I like Mario Cristobal showing the personality. Cafecito time. You know he drinks a lot of cafecito. I did notice that Nick Saban turned down the cafecito and said, "Oh, it's too much for me."
No, kill him.
Nick Saban.
He old, man.
I mean, I just got back from Utah. I think he might be Mormon, and I'm not saying that in a derogatory term. I'm saying that he doesn't drink alcohol. He hates alcohol. Doesn't seem to drink caffeine. Sits around and just talks football and eats Little Debbie cakes. That really is what he does. Desmond Howard also turned down the coffee, the cafecito.
Well, Desmond's from down. He lives down here, so he knows.
He actually listens to the station 104.3 FM.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, he does.
Shout out to Des.
So,
I love him. I love Des, man.
But
Des probably knows. He probably knows he can't drink that. Now, listen, man, cafecito, bro. That's liquid.
Anytime, anywhere, I'll put it down.
Dog,
I love.
If you need a pick me up, just a little Cuban coffee will get you going for 8 hours.
Look, I've lived in California, Louisiana. We got the chicory coffee in Louisiana. I've lived in Wisconsin. Just got back from Seattle and Portland. I just got back from Utah and Arizona. As far as United States cities, Miami is probably, in my opinion, the best coffee city in the United States. There's nothing like some colada, some cafecito, some cafe cubano. It's just fantastic. Everyone that comes, I always say, you got to try the coffee. And they're like, well, try the coffee. I'll get it tomorrow morning. I'm like, no, got to try this coffee, man. Some cafecito, some colada, just all that stuff, man. It is great. Mario Cristobal knows. He sleeps like 4 hours a day. You got to get that cafecito, but it should be asylum. And Vlad, why did he say he wants it to be an asylum tonight? I didn't get that at first. You
know what? I was listening, but I wasn't listening. I was putting in like a couple of other bets in and trying to figure out if I could get a ticket.
But why did they call it why does he want it to be called an asylum? I was like, that doesn't make sense. But you told me what that means.
Did I? I just said he just wanted a madhouse. He probably wants
it'd be crazy.
He wanted it to be a madhouse out there. And this is a big one. I think I'm loving what Mario's doing right now. He's bringing it back. He's realizing that there's eyes on the University of Miami. There's an interest. People want to get on the U bandwagon right now. He sees that the success that they've had over the past year and a half is opening eyes, and with the eyes being open, showcase what you have, showcase the facilities, showcase the spirit, what the city provides, the lore of this city. Like, he's doing that.
It looks great on
it
TV.
Looks great. And
it looks great.
And one thing that this market always loved was the nostalgia of the alumni, the Four Canes coming back and always being on the sidelines, always willing to help.
And they're so proud.
And they love it. They're so proud. Like, we already know what the playmaker does.
I mean, I
you
know.
Understand what I'm saying? Like, we already do it. We know that.
I know LSU, Ryan Clark is proud. Booger McFarland is proud.
But it's never been like the way the University of Miami, and this is not something that's just happened recently.
They don't carry themselves like guys from the U.
If you're saying that this success started in the 80s with Howard Schnellenberg and the upset of Nebraska, so if you look at it, those guys from that 83 team, I believe, to now, and we're talking about 25. So at least let's say for the past 40 years. For the past 40 years, you've always seen former University of Miami greats, whether they're in the NFL or in other other functions in life, they always come back to the U. They always show love, respect, and support to the U. So that's something we've always appreciated down here. That's why it's a Canes thing you wouldn't understand. So when you see that and the team is winning, and then you see more of that, it just brings this market together, bro, because it's almost like a you versus the world type of thing. You know what I'm saying? You versus the world. It's just the University of Miami versus the world. When you see so many great players, Hall of Famers, like the guys that the NFL or professional football you won't be able to tell the story of the game without these individuals that came from the University of Miami. It's a beautiful thing to see, and you're seeing it right now with this 3-0 start, and you taking on the University of Florida. to beat Florida, to beat Notre Dame, and to beat Florida State in one season, man, you talking about letting your Spaldings hang? Yeah, buddy, you can, because you beat all your ops.
Enjoy it. It's a fun ride right now. We're going to get the pregame started at 3 o'clock. Come back, close out Sports Day here on 104.3 FM WQAM, Miami Sports Leader.
560 WQAM.
Oh, we're getting close. I don't like this rain outside, but we're getting close. Canes, Gators, rivalry renewed. Miami number 4 in the nation. Mario Cristobal has the team that he wants, the team he's been building for 4 years. The Gators trying to salvage their season, it seems like, after losing to South Florida, after losing to LSU. They would like nothing more than to come in to the Hard Rock Stadium and beat the U and add another chapter to this rivalry. It is a revenge game now. Remember that last year, Cam Ward coming out party at Ben Hill Griffith Stadium. Mario Cristobal giving the chomp at the end, saying, screw that. Miami, leave no doubt tonight who the best team in Florida is.
Yeah.
And then go out in 2 weeks from now and leave no doubt once again who the best team in Florida is.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the season, go on up to Charlotte, North Carolina, and leave no doubt who the best team in the ACC is.
They want to play, who they play? NC State? Oh, you're talking about the ACC championship.
Yeah.
Is it? We sure it's at
in Charlotte?
Charlotte?
Why not?
I thought it was I don't know if it's in Jacksonville, but maybe it's in Charlotte.
Oh, not Jacksonville.
It is Charlotte. All right, Charlotte.
Man, now you got me guessing. I was on a roll. It's in Charlotte. Main thing is, let's worry about, like Mario Cristobal says, one game at a time. And that's my best advice for all South Florida fans. Mario Cristobal wants us focused on one game at a time. Dolphins fans, not to bring you down too much. Let's just one game at a time. Let's celebrate our wins. Let's move on from our losses. But tonight, 7:30, whoo, so excited that at 3 o'clock, in just about 10 minutes from now, Danny Rabinowitz and Brian Monroe are going to take over for the pregame. Joe Zagacki, Don Bailey Jr. going to call the game. Then the postgame from the locker room, Don Bailey Jr., Joe Zagacki, then Dono going to be taking over for you just a few minutes away. Vlad, give me a score prediction for tonight. I want to see how confident you are in this Miami Hurricanes team against the Florida Gators.
30-13.
30-13. I'll take that. I like that. I don't think that's what's going to happen, but I am going to tell you right now, it'll probably be a 24-20 game for the Miami Hurricanes.
Nah, I think they use covering, bro.
I hope you're right. But I feel as though, we're just sleeping on when I say sleeping on the Gators, we're just overlooking some things because they haven't gone up to a very good start and they got beat really bad by South Florida, and LSU also beat them. They're kind of down, kicking them while they're down. Hopefully that's exactly what the U does tonight. Kicks them while they are down. Well, I'm down for the game. Vlad, if you get a ticket, hey, hit him up at Vlad2078 if you have an extra ticket. Maybe the rain scared you off. It shouldn't, though. This place needs to be an asylum tonight. Let Vlad know.
Oh, man, it looks nasty behind you.
Let Vlad know.
Yeah, man, at Vlad2078. Let the boy know.
Let him know. Of course, let us know what you think. I'm also at Dan Day Radio all over the place. We got pregame for you coming up. One of the biggest games in the country this year. So far, it is Miami. It is the University of Florida, and it is right here on this great station. For my cousin Vladimir Louison, I am Dan Day. Go Canes! This has been Sports Day on 104.3 FM, WQAM, Miami Sports Leader.
Later, fools.